Alright, so we got the back panel on. Very nice, very nice. We got our little brace together here. So that part is done. I took the liberty of cleaning out the coolant tank, oil reservoir, you should say, and it was disgusting, I should say. I'll see if I can throw that clip in of what was in there when I drained it. Anyway, it's all in that 5-gallon bucket there. They make them really easy to clean out. They just have a drain right there, and you can just flush the whole tank like that. You know, took some carb clean and sprayed it around, wiped it down. Nice and clean. Very nice. The chip tray, they went and painted the entire bottom, and I ain't gonna do that. If anything, I might put a clear coat down there, but I don't want paint flecks getting into my oil. And it looks like from the factory that this portion and then the border was painted, so we're gonna go with that. Just been cleaning this thing up. Lots of scraping and wire brushing and bending things back to where there should be. Nothing too fun going on there. Working on the door. So this panel is the front panel. It's all, you know, stripped and washed and whatnot. But our piano hinge is pretty well loved. It's not going to come back for future use. And this doesn't look like it's the original. It looks like somebody else also kind of MacGyvered this one together. So they are a 13-inch hinge, and of course they don't make them 13 inches. So here's a 36-inch that I'm going to cut down. It wasn't too expensive. So then the trick is to get holes to line up as best you can. And this cover is aluminum, so it's not terrible to drill in if you have to. But there's the yellow just cleaned up. That used to be all blue. And it cleaned up pretty good. Just gonna put a fresh coat on it. But I wanted to figure out the hinge situation first. And just take my grinder and zip it and call it good. Because that poor thing is shot. Very shot. Windows, I didn't know this, but the windows are actually plexiglass, which is nice. They might have been glass at some point in its life, I'm not sure, but these look like homemade plexiglass units, which work just fine, so we're going to keep those. The door-wise, on this panel, I already gave it one coat of yellow, and it has been pretty cold lately, so I haven't been putting too heavy of a coat on it. And this is also aluminum, so the whole door assembly is aluminum, which is interesting, which is nice because it's, you know, it's kind of a heavy contraption they got going on. I'll keep painting this. Figure out our hinge situation, and other than that, that's what we're working on. You'll never find a cleaner chip tray and or oil reservoir at the moment, so that's what we got going on. Chewing through foam brushes pretty quick, but you know, those are pretty cheap. I will be happy when this chip tray is done. I got the other door panel soaking here. This is just simple green and water, and the blue paint on the yellow paint just sheds off of it. And then I just take a wire brush and scrub it. It just comes off in big dollops of blue, and that's what I've been doing. This is the rear panel. And this hinge is welded on halfway, and it's still in good shape, so we're just going to keep that. But anyway, there's the whole door assembly. You wouldn't think it would take a while, but you have 4 separate panels that all need help. So, alright, that's it for now, guys. We'll update you later here. Alright, it's looking a little nicer. This is several coats of blue to get it to come back. I went over it with primer because a lot of the original paint came off, so we got primer, and then this is 3 or 4 coats of blue to where it actually got to be blue again. And I still have that portion to paint, but other than that, and the outside, the chip tray is coming along nice. I did cut our hinge, so this is our hinge, and I went and filled in all these holes with JB Weld and sanded them because none of the holes would line up. As I drop it on the ground, none of the holes would line up with our hinge. So, you know, we marked them and center punched them. So now we just take them over to the drill press, drill our holes, deburr them, and then this thing is ready for paint. I wanted to just get that squared away. I already did one side of it here. And some primer. That'll be blue, this will be yellow. Drew a second coat of yellow on this panel and marked out where the hinge is going to go. So I still need to fill in the holes on this one, because as you can see they're close, but it's just not going to work with those holes in the way. So there's that. Let's see, anything else? I think that's all I got right now. Oh, I did figure out that my lead cam here is in fact a 5.5 inch lead cam. So I need to reset this to 5.5 inches and not 5 inches. And the reason being, I know that is, where is it? On my original setup sheet for this job, it gives you a lead cam diameter of 5.5 inches. So that is how I know that. And that would explain why when the turret, how do I say it? When the turret cycles, this guy will actually jump up. It'll kick up about 1/2 inch, just enough to be at 5.5 inches. So that would make sense. So at work, I'm just making a blank out of some scrap aluminum. So I'm going to make a 5.5 inch cam out of that, throw it on there, and then set all that up. Wow, stuff's happening outside. So that's what I got. I'm thinking of calling her Rosie. I mean, it's kind of suitable, right? She makes rivets. She's Rosie. Maybe right there. Somewhere. Can't really see it from over there, but, you know. We'll make it work, darn it. It's what we do. Alright, I'll keep working on that stinking door assembly, and I'll update you guys when I make progress. First coat of blue on the front cover. We got the majority of our holes drilled, except for that end one. It's right next to where the JB weld is, so when I tried to use my drill bit, it tried to follow the original hole, so I'm going to have to get a scrap 3/16 end mill from work and just basically bore it out with that in my little drill press. We got the other panel JB welded up, so it's just a piece of painter's tape underneath, JB weld on top, let it cure, sand it flush like it never even happened, and then drill new holes for the hinge. So that is taken care of. Got the white on the chip tray just that corner I got to work on, and then the outside front. So other than that, that chip tray will be done after a few coats of blue. Machine wise, okay, electrician wise, we called the electricians, and their excuse was that they tried to call me 3 times and I didn't answer, which I know is BS on their part, because lo and behold, when they called me, I picked up. So whatever. Anyway, our 3 horsepower VFD was on back order until the end of January, and I can't have that. I want this thing running by the end of the month, hopefully, depending on what my actual electrician, the one that's going to come and wire it in, says. So we bought a eBay Chinese 5 horsepower VFD, which will power the main drive, which is that really big bastard in the back, and then the little half horse will power the little one. So big bastard, little bastard. So I'm not sure how he's gonna rig it. I would really like it if they both fit in the cabinet, or well, I can't really, I gotta access this panel which lifts straight up, so maybe right on the back here, and then I can just push both on. Not sure how that's gonna go, but anyway, progress finally on getting the thing to, you know, make noise. It's still up on its skates. Still haven't really decided, because I was running it at work without it bolted down, and I doubt that little tiny 3/16 right there is going to make a 3,100 pound machine move. So we'll just play it and see, I guess. It won't be a big deal if I have to, because you can just lift it, move it, bolt it, be done with it, since I have all that equipment for it. Scout wise, it is still there. I haven't touched it. I need to do an electric fuel pump on it, because the mechanical is leaking fuel into the oil. It's thinning out my oil, which is a no-no. Being I'm doing that, you have to go to mechanical wipers, because the vacuum wipers run off of that fuel pump. Still have to get a filler neck for the gas tank, because the metal one I bought just does not fit right at all. So I'm probably just going to bite the bullet and buy that rubber filler neck for it. But hopefully the little money I make with this one will help that one. And I can't really say vice versa, because that one doesn't really make me money. It just looks cool. Let's see. I think that's all I got for this week, guys. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving and spent time with family. I will catch you guys in the next video. Is this an accessory from Brown & Sharp, or is this a homemade deal? I kind of want to say homemade deal, but it is made pretty nice. It's a little sump trap pre-filter. It goes in there. A little cover goes on it. Helps prevent chips and stuff from going into your coolant. I was kind of contemplating maybe further up the line, depending on where the chip tray sits, maybe install an inline oil filter, like buy a receiver for like a riding lawnmower type of unit, and then just plumb it in. Then you have a screw-on oil filter, so every time it's pumping coolant, it's actually filtering the coolant at the same time. Not sure, you know, that's just me thinking, I guess. Anyway, have you ever seen one with a perforated tray like this? And it's all bent and spot welded, and they got a little little thing on the bottom there to lift it up off the bottom. But it is pretty nice. So here's our clean oil reservoir. Got majority of the rest of the panels in painting anyway. But until then, that's it for now, gents.